Hello, it's Leslie here. Today I wanted to talk about how a language can open up new worlds for you and get you places, really. So, one of the places I traveled to in the past was Bora Bora in French Polynesia. I went there in the year 2005 and I stayed there for I think 2 weeks. So I met these people there, and one guy was a couple, and one guy was an illustrator. And so, one of the things I found out about Bora Bora is that the resorts there aren't like isolated fortresses. You can actually go and visit the other resorts, and they kind of like it because you spend money and go have a lunch or a dinner there or have a drinks, and they earn more money that way. So I saw a lot of the other resorts. I didn't just stay in my resort. I saw some of the other resorts too, a lot of them. And anyway, I met these people, and we wanted to take. We found out that you could take this boat to get to a little island, and you could take this boat, and our plan was we're gonna just have some drinks because the boat trip is free. So I think I might have been Sofitel. I don't know. I can't remember. But because this was 15 years ago or more now. But so we went to this hotel on the main island, and it's all French speaking, right? I don't speak any French, but this friend that I made spoke some French. He was from England and he learned some French, and so he went up to the reception of the hotel to ask about how we could go across. But what surprised me was the way he did it. He didn't just go up and say, "How can I do this?" He went up and he said, "Bonsoir," and then he sort of introduced himself and said, "What an lovely evening," or whatever. And only after talking maybe 20 seconds, he mentioned that we wanted to go across to the other island, and we were able to do that. And so we went across and got some ridiculously expensive cocktail drink. At that time, I hadn't drunk any alcohol, so mine was just a fruit cocktail. Anyway, but the point is, I thought it was very. We got what we want, but I thought it was very sophisticated to be able to do that. Because I was kind of thinking, well, how's he going to answer this? Let's see what he says. And instead of just saying, "Where is it? How do I do it?" he kind of, you know, said good evening, and then a few things and then led to it, which I thought was really nice. And so later on, I actually cycled around that island, and I saw some of the nicer resorts, and my one of my favorites was the um, Intercontinental. I kind of like that one because it's good at cozy. But we went to a lot of the other ones, Hotel Bora Bora, and I could maybe look over here and have a look at which ones. There was one Bora Bora Nui, which was one of the nicer ones, and it was crazy expensive, like $5,000 a night 15 years ago. So you can imagine what it costs today. Anyway, I cycled around the island, and at one point I thought, I'm going to do what this guy did and go and get a drink because I'm tired. I'm going to go and get a nice drink. And so I tried to get a boat ride across to Le Meridien. And of course, I was on my own. I left the bike there. I rang up. There was a little place we could ring up, and they pretty much rudely said, "No, go and find a drink somewhere else. We're not picking you up." I don't know if I even said I'll get lunch there. It didn't matter. I was out. They didn't let me in. And I think part of that now, looking back, is because no, I didn't speak any French. I tried to do it in English and failed. And I was a bit hurt, to be honest. I thought I saw a lot of resorts, pretty much all of them except Le Meridien. So it was a bit kind of, I don't know. They just were a bit uppity, I thought. But anyway, if I had have spoken French, I'm sure they would have been more ready to take me on. So it's really funny how that works out, isn't it? But anyway, one of the ideas of this channel is to to try to open up a new world because when I uh, first started looking for materials in other languages, I wasn't really able to find much. It was found very difficult to find new series. I knew a couple of series, but I found it hard, especially in the Russian ones. I only knew a couple. Same with the Finnish, so that's why I'm trying to put up some of these trailers to get you interested in learning another language. I've also put up a new playlist for Russian, not Russian, for Italian series and movies. So there's two new playlists for Italian series and movies. So that's quite a long list. So to make it easier to find, and I'm slowly working my way through that list. Those lists. I'm mainly interested in series, not movies so much. But I do like movies as well. But the point is that when you learn a language, for me, it's really interesting because it's even during the whole coronavirus thing, it allows me to access the culture, and I'm in my own home. I'm not traveling anywhere, and I can still be exposed to another language and another culture without ever leaving home. So I kind of prefer that. I almost prefer languages now to travel. I do hope to travel in future again, although I don't have much money at the moment, so that puts a dampener on things. But anyway, I think it's really amazing thing when you speak the language, you're almost part of the group. And if you don't speak the language, like in my case in the Meridian, I don't know whether I honestly don't know whether I would have got in or not had I spoken French, but I think I would have been more likely to. Yeah, definitely, because I got the idea that he was very rude, and I don't know. It could have been the way I was dressed, although there was no one there. Maybe they had a video camera. I don't know, so they may not have let me in for that reason. I doubt it though. Uh, but anyway, I think languages can open up a whole new world for you, not just getting you places, but accessing the way people think and their humor and what their values are and things like that. So I'm going to continue to put up new series. I've discovered about five more Finnish series in the last couple of days, so I'll put them up one by one slowly. I now have 580 subscribers on this channel, so it's going really well. It's going better than I thought. Uh, I know a lot of the people don't care about what I'm saying too much, but that's okay. The main thing was to just make it easier for people to find series and to learn languages using television, and make it easier, because if you don't speak Russian or French or something, it's not that easy to, maybe not so much French, but with Russian, for example, that's a whole other world. And before I spoke Russian, I didn't have a clue what Russian series there were. I was never exposed to any of it on YouTube. So it was all very new to me. And, because you have to look up things, say, in Russian to find Russian things. And if you're not doing that, then you won't find it. And if you don't find the things, you might not be that interested in learning it. And what the idea is that, You see some of these Russian shows or Finnish shows or Italian shows or whatever, and you think, that show looks interesting, that's worth learning something, or that's worth watching at least. And by watching it, you will learn a little bit. You might not learn the whole language, of course you're not going to, but it contributes, to learning it. So for me, it's a fun way of learning languages. That's how I originally learned my first language in Spanish, was by watching Aida and La que sea vecina. And I thought, well, I'm going to continue to do that. And it's worked quite well for me, and I'm going to continue. So that's all I wanted to say this time around. I've been having a lot of problems with my computer lately, so I'll leave it there because I've tried to make this video 5 times, believe it or not, and it crashed on me. I don't know why it's not crashing now. So I better leave it at that before it crashes again. I think it's okay now though. So I have got some, plans for this channel. In the future, I'm going to show you a couple of websites you can follow, and there'll be, I'll talk about how, Duolingo maybe. I'm going to do a video about Russian acronyms, like what does FSB stand for, or what does KGB stand for. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to do a video about who else you can follow on what other YouTube channels you can follow now that Channel Rain is gone. I'll give you a preview if you want to look at it. That's the preview. So there's a bunch of channels that you can follow after Channel Rain disappeared. They're very little known. Anyway, so that's all I have time for this time around. I've been concentrating on Italian this time. Il Processo, Generation 56K, and now I'm watching Doc in Italian. So yeah, and I'm going to continue doing other videos about my progress. Maybe once a week I'll make a video about my progress, just to show you that no, you don't actually progress much each week, but with regular practice after a year, then yes, you do progress. So I'm going to do probably I hope to do maybe weekly or fortnightly progress videos, just to let you know how my language studies are going, trying to juggle 4 languages or something like that. So that's all I have time for. I really should go now. Thank you for watching. Bye.